Lifter fam, glad y'all are still tracking the progress, and we're going to continue kicking this off with another one of what we like to call our unique selling points. So in this video we're going to address the data-driven performance, and what that means for us is that everything we do in the Lift Academy we're going to try to quantify so that we can measure the data and know how to adjust and tweak. This goes for your nutrition, your training, weights, everything. So we track all of that. So we don't want this to just go off of look and feel. And what I mean by that is a lot of times that I've seen in my lifting career, and I see in the gym as well, people come into the gym, they don't have a clear plan, and then I'm like, so what are you doing today? And they're like, well, I'm gonna do chest, and I feel like doing X, Y, Z. So then what you're doing is you're letting your mental state or how your body feels dictate the performance. Whereas if you actually have the data to back up what you've been doing, you can clearly look back and see, okay, last week when I did this exercise, I did this number of sets, this number of reps. I know my goal is to grow strength or grow my chest in size, so that means I need to push myself. Now, don't get me wrong, there are times when we do feel under the weather or maybe not up to performing our best, and yes, in that case you should listen to your body. But on all other times, you need to have a way to ensure you are actually pushing yourself. In order to change, you must induce some kind of challenge and adaptation that forces the body to change. It's just that simple, and one of the easiest ways is to track the data and then perform, basically. Next up, we don't let that get in the way of dictating the direction. And what I mean by that is we're going to use that to ensure that we are traveling in the right direction, making sure that the data we're using is analyzed properly and we make the proper adjustments. So if you're gaining strength exponentially in your list, then we're going to go ahead and challenge you a little more. If you're not, then we're going to back off and find out where we can capitalize on what's missing. And on top of that, right, so we have the data, there are going to be those times, like we just mentioned, where things are not progressing, but we use that data in a positive way, so we don't let it dictate our value or our worth. The easiest representation of this is the data that's contained on a scale. A lot of people attach the number on the scale, which is just nothing more than a reflection of your gravity, to their self-worth. And if the number doesn't go in the direction they want, they start to feel a certain way. So we don't use that in this way at the Lift Academy. Instead, the data, again, is just a tool for us to prove that we are indeed doing things that are moving us in the direction of whatever the goal is that we set for ourselves. Because without that, if you don't know where you're going, then how do you know if you're gonna get there and when you get there, right? So you gotta have some clear metrics to gauge your performance and track changes. And I think it's attributed to Peter Drucker. What gets measured gets managed. And that's why we like to measure and quantify as many things as we can in Lift Academy, so that you can manage that on your own and then create these habits to be able to do this when you graduate Lift Academy. Again, our goal is not to lock you into anything and keep you here forever. We seek empowerment and we want people to take this outside the academy and continue training on our own. And we will cover some of that stuff in another USB video. But until next time, lift daily and stay powerful.